All right, everybody, what is going on? You shenanigan starting sons of bitches. Hope everybody's doing very good tonight. It is Wednesday, and that means it's Wrestling Outlet. I am Boxman, and it's just me tonight. Smark is not around. Listen, really, before I start anything, I want to say so sorry about last week's audio, folks. I didn't, with all the audio issues me and Smark had in the beginning, I didn't think to check my volume. And I was extremely loud last week, and I apologize for that, folks. So that shouldn't be happening tonight. I should be nice and level, and the volume should be just fine. Everything should be A-okay. And we should be pretty good. Might even be a little low. I don't know. Might even be a little low. If I need to turn it up, chat, let me know. If I'm good, hopefully I'm good. But Smark is out of town tonight. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's out there having a good time. So good for Smark. I hope he's having fun. But we are here. There is not a ton of news to get into, but SBC NORAB is just excited out of his mind that the K100 drama has reached its climax. It looks like everybody has hugged, made up. I think they're all getting along now. I think everything's okay at the K100 drama series. So I hope so. I think that's why he's in such a good mood tonight. So that's about as thoroughly as I'm gonna go with it, because I don't know what in the hell is happening in this drama of a thing going on. But I don't want to know. I really don't. I don't need anybody else's drama. I got enough shit going on in my own life, to be honest with you. So I don't need my own drama getting involved with their drama and just making a whole bunch of bullshit drama. Like I said, I got plenty going on right now with me. I've got new things going. I've got new things working. Feeling very odd for the past few days, but we're going to leave that alone. I'm not going to get into my health issues. But anyway, I don't know. Just I've got one of those like anxious feelings that just won't go away, like that butterfly in your stomach feeling that just won't. I don't know. It just won't leave me. It won't go away. Like something's gnawing at me. I don't know. I don't know why it is. I don't know why it's doing it, but it's been there since like Monday. So I don't know. Like I said, it's just not going away. I just got that butterfly feeling in my stomach, and it's just stuck there. But hey, that's neither here nor there, I guess, right, folks? But I don't know. It'll definitely, hopefully, it'll go away. I can't live like that very long, so hopefully, it'll all just go away very soon, and it'll just be nothing big to even deal with. But not really a ton of news to get into tonight, but I figured we'd go through some of the WrestleMania matches that are on for right now. Maybe even talk about a couple of them that are rumored, still rumored. We can get into a few of some of that stuff. So really, there's only a couple stories to get into. Honestly, I looked through the news. There wasn't anything that jumped out at me besides just a couple of little things. A couple things on Tony Khan. Tony Khan did not have a good Friday night. Last Friday night, he was a little upset with everybody. And obviously, we got some news on the Hall of Fame. So, and we got a couple of other things just to get into, just kind of as we breeze through some stuff. But I'm not looking to be here all night. So, Noe, my man, what is going on, brother? Noe. Fucking 2 more days, my man. John Wick 4, everybody. I may not go to the movies to watch it, but I will watch it this weekend. I 100% will. Actually, last weekend, not last weekend, the weekend before last, I ended up watching all 3 of the John Wicks. So I'm definitely looking forward to watching this. I've been looking forward to this fourth one, and I know the one guy who plays the concierge, I believe, Larry Hendricks, passed away. Only 60 years old. Only 60 years old. And no, Nora, I have not reviewed Commando with Arnold. I have been a lazy piece of shit and not done Hollywood Hangout in a while. I need to fix that. I will fix that. Um, I've got a little more, some steady things going on right now that are going to kind of make some changes. So I might even need to make a change. It's taking me a lot longer to get home from work. I might need to change this show to Thursdays. I had literally 20 minutes tonight before AEW started. I got home at 6:40. I had no time tonight before the show started. But I need to make some changes coming up soon. Obviously, I need to talk to Smart before I make a change like that. But I need to make some changes, but I definitely need to bring back Hollywood Hangout. I know I brought it back. I fucked up and got lazy. But I will be bringing it back. I still want to talk Live Aid. I still want to talk Billionaire Boys Club. I still have all of my research done from Billionaires Boys Club. I never got rid of it. And from Live Aid, I have both. I didn't do it 1 week. I didn't do it 2. And then it was like, I don't know. I just kind of didn't do it. So I need to get back into it. I need to do it. I will get back doing it. But let's see. Do you know what? Let's see. He asked me, do I know what the movie with the guy who is in the hospital? He has to save people with mercenaries trying to kill people. The movie with the guy in a hospital. No, I don't. I don't. That's a pretty vague one right there. In a hospital, the guy. See, if you'd give me an actor, I might be able to tie it to the actor. In a hospital. No, the only movie I can think of right now in a hospital is that movie John Q with Denzel Washington. Great movie. I can think of that one. In a hospital. That's it. I can think of a Flashpoint episode and an episode of The Unit. That's about all I can think of, but no movie with mercenaries. The Substitutes in a School, so that's not it. They were never in a hospital that I can remember. I don't know. It's all I can think of, though, is other shows, not that one. You really didn't narrow that down. That's like saying, the movie with the blonde and she's outside and there's water in that scene with the guy with the hair. He's got the eyes in him. He's got eyes in his head, It's just not, I'm sorry, but that's not going to work for me. That don't work for me, brother. That ain't going to work for me, brother. I'm sorry. Let's see. He had a beard. And there was a killer murder, Russians, AK-47s. This sounds very Red Heat. Red Heat had a scene in a hospital. Nobody says the Joker. Could be the Joker. I don't know. Actor with a beard. No, neither one of those two guys had a beard. That was both James Belushi and Schwarzenegger. That was Red Heat. I don't know. You're losing me. I'm getting way off topic here. Way off topic here. So, anyway, let's start off a little bit tonight with a little bit of Tony Khan. We always like Tony Khan on this show. It's just kind of, I don't know why. I don't know why we like TK so much, but Tony Khan. Let's talk a little bit of Tony Khan. There he is right there. There's your gentleman right there. Friday night, he was having a bit of a rough night. Now, Tony has dubbed Friday nights the night he's out there crusading to set the record straight. This all started with a Twitter handle named Cubs Fan. Cubs Fan's been covering Lucha Libre for years, and he tweeted on Lucha Blog. Basically that's just his site right there, and he tweeted on there, and he was tweeting about people who go on there, or writing about people who go on there and say who, obviously in reference to some matches that Tony Khan has put on before. This mainly in reference to the main event to AEW tonight, which was Kenny Omega versus El Hijo del Vikingo. I probably butchered that, but I believe it means son of the Viking or something like that. But that was mainly what a lot of this was starting out, going to a lot of people who, which I think they did an okay job tonight. They gave you a little backstory. They tried to work it out a little bit. But anyway, we've got Tony Khan there. And again, he was talking about people who write who in response to fans. And Tony Khan just lost his mind and went off on this whole, everyone's just anti-AEW fans. Cubs fan wrote, with Cubs fan, he wrote, "You're not expected to know who everyone is. I know a lot of people, and there are still others I'm learning about every day, but also if you have time to type who," actually this was Tony Khan who wrote this, "to type who and click post, you have time to Google. Posting who is just waving, 'I'm a goof, ignore me' flag." Not quite sure that's exactly what that is. Who means who. Who is this? I honestly didn't know who this guy was. I really didn't. I had no clue. I did look him up after I heard about the match, but I had no clue who El Hijo del Vikingo or whatever his name is. See, I don't even know his name. I'm sorry. I didn't know who he was. So yeah, I could see some people doing that. Tony once again kept going. He said they aren't doing it to be genuine. A large percentage of those replies aren't from real people. A lot of them are from accounts that, upon inspection, seem to only exist to question and rip AEW, and most of their other content seems to be a cover story to justify the existence of these accounts. So, okay. Now we're going back to the bots. We're going back to the bots, everybody. Tony Khan has brought us back a few months here. We're going back to, they're not real people, they're bots. This kind of reminds me of, see, we're talking movies a little bit. Reminds me of the movie The Hunted, when Aaron, who was played by Benicio del Toro, thought that the people coming after him were not mercenaries or soldiers. They were robots. So Tony thinks it's robots and bots that are coming after his product. I think we see what Tony Khan was doing, folks. While he was tweeting this, I think we see where Tony Khan was going. So anyway, so there we go. It's the bots. So Tony kept following up his just fuel enraged rant here. And he says, "One of my favorite bits they do is when they claim they used to love AEW in the old days, but not anymore. Yet you dig into their old posts. There's nothing positive on AEW, ever. Yes, I'm sure you all used to be great fans despite no evidence of that whatsoever. Hashtag AEW Rampage," he wrote. So as usual, Tony Khan just using this to push his, I don't blame the guy. He's just using this to push his little AEW Rampage, the agenda, Friday nights. That's what it is. So that was pretty much what it is. And a fan decided to ask if anyone has ever been this perpetually online before. And Khan responded with a reminder of how long he's been following pro wrestling online. I've been online since the Grandstand Wrestling Forum on Dial Up America Online. AEW Rampage tonight, Khan wrote. Again, Khan took it upon himself to dub Friday nights the night he takes to correct the record on Twitter. Now, this all became the night he corrected the record. It was actually back on a Saturday. I don't know if Tony Khan mixed up his nights after just doing large amounts of blow off of his big desk. But Meltzer was tweeting about hotel fees for AEW guys, and basically Tony Khan, Dave said that it's taken care of for overseas, but not domestically. And the tweet from Meltzer, again, was a little weird, but again, and he reiterated, actually, he corrected himself a little bit. He said, overseas are taken care of. Domestically, they still pay for cars and hotels, Meltzer wrote. Khan responded, of course, to Meltzer and said, you're wrong. But that may be the case for other companies, but he makes a huge weekly investments in hotel rooms for talent, while the company also spends millions each year on hotels and transportation. Tony Khan said, that's false, Dave. Your statement's true about other companies, but doesn't apply at all to AEW. AEW invests millions of dollars every year on very good quality hotel rooms and safe transport to take care of our wrestlers. It's a huge investment I make on the hotels weekly. Hashtag AEW Rampage, Tony Khan wrote. Well, a fan was joking around with Tony Khan that, hey, maybe Tony Khan, maybe Meltzer got hacked. Old literal Larry, Tony, said, that may be true. That may be. But he wrote that before he got hacked. And tonight is Friday night, when I often correct the record on things I find inaccurate before hashtag AEW Rampage on TNT Drama. Now, in Tony Khan's defense, a lot of wrestlers did back Tony Khan, saying that Tony Khan did cover expenses, including Dax Harwood, Kip Sabian, Alex Abrahantes, Madison Reigns, and even referee Bryce Remsburg. All basically backed Tony and said, listen, he pays for our stuff. I think you're way off base here. But that's what's funny. Tony Khan's just saying that there's all these accounts out there to come after him, but a lot of people stood up for Tony. A lot of people stood up for him here. But Tony Khan, I guess you guys can look forward to Friday night and Tony Khan correcting the record every Friday night, folks. That's what he'll be doing. So I hope you're looking forward to it. I do. I really do. But yeah, so there you go with that. That was the Tony Khan story right there. Damn dogs. And again, we've got really, I got to be honest, guys. Again, I went through a lot of news sites and just didn't find very much that, like I said, jumped out at me as something that I wanted to jump in and talk about. But one thing I guess we can definitely mention is right here. Andy Kaufman. Variety actually is who broke this story. Obviously, WWE gave the story to Variety, that Andy Kaufman will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. Well overdue that Andy Kaufman has not been in the Hall of Fame. It doesn't matter. He hasn't been in WWE. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. But it is almost a tragedy that he wasn't in sooner than this, with the influence he had on wrestling, intergender wrestling, and with the whole Memphis, just the whole thing. Obviously, the story's been told 100 times of how you know, Andy Kaufman went to Vince McMahon Sr. and he basically told him, "We don't do this kind of stuff, kid." And that brought I forgot. God damn it! Bill Apter heard the conversation, pushed him over to Jerry Jarrett and Lawler, and next thing you know, you guys know what happened. Awesome stuff happened, and obviously Andy Kaufman passed way before his pretty much in his prime. He passed away of cancer. A lot of people thought he was joking. Some people even thought at his funeral he was going to make a comeback. I've even seen people post now that this is his comeback. We may see Tony Clifton, but I don't think we're going to actually see Andy Kaufman as much as I would like to see Andy Kaufman. I don't think we're going to. But yeah, I mean, he was obviously on Taxi from 1978 to 1983. He played Latka on that show. He was on Saturday Night Live for a while, and that was a big part of his career for a good part there. He was on Saturday Night Live for a little bit, but obviously the biggest thing in his career was when him and Lawler were on Letterman together in 1982, and they were trading insults back and forth. Lawler just went, hauled off, and cracked him one. I mean, slapped the shit out of him. But it was, a huge moment back then. So it was definitely, like I said, it's well overdue that Andy Kaufman be in. I'm always a little surprised that he's not yet. But man, Lawler really slapped the shit out of him that night. Kaufman went flying. They made Andy Kaufman's selling really made a lot of this stuff they did look a lot better than it was. There were some very choreographed things in that match, but Andy Kaufman, the way he sold everything, made everything look so good. We obviously saw this played by Jim Carrey, played Andy Kaufman in 1999 in Man on the Moon. And even Letterman and Lawler both played themselves in the film. We don't know now. Obviously, Lawler's going to be a big question mark, being as he just suffered a stroke, being that he's just back. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't think anybody knows except Jerry Lawler if he's going to. I could see Jerry Lawler being there. I don't know if he'll be able to speak, but I do believe he'll definitely make an effort to be there, at least for this. I don't know. Lawler hasn't made any of those videos we kept seeing, basically taking pictures of giving us the finger, and we haven't seen any of that stuff from Jerry Lawler that we saw the last time he, excuse me, folks. Ooh, I was just about to take the picture down. Suddenly I had a sneeze. But, like I said, with Lawler, I mean, we don't know. He hasn't been taking, like I said, the pictures giving us the finger, or pictures with cheeseburgers and fries in front of him and soft drinks. So we don't know what's going to happen. I would love Jerry Lawler to speak. Obviously, that's someone who I think a lot of people would like to see Jerry Lawler, bring him in, but I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. But this is very well deserved, and like I said, a long time overdue for Andy Kaufman to be put into the Hall of Fame. But a little swiggy here, folks. I hope y'all can't hear that TV, because they have that TV so loud I can hear it in here. So anyway, I'm not going to yell at him to turn it down. So if it's loud, whatever, it's loud. But yeah, that's all going to be coming down on March 31st. Not too long away from WrestleMania, folks, which is why I wanted to go ahead and talk about it tonight. And that'll be at 10:30 p.m. Eastern on Peacock. So we'll be seeing that. I think it's right after SmackDown, a little bit right after SmackDown, yeah. So there you go, folks. That's most of the news. The other news I can kind of get to as we're talking about WrestleMania and AEW. So, like, I didn't mean to smack in the microphone like that, folks. Sorry about that. But definitely, let's go ahead and I guess get into a little bit of WrestleMania talk. And I got a few pictures of some stuff for WrestleMania. We'll go ahead and go over a few things. And like I said, I might not be watching WWE, but I definitely am still keeping up. I still listen. I still listen to a few reviews on it. And I watch what I have to watch. The dog just ran into the door. Like, ran into the door. She's about to do it again. She's sliding into the door, this crazy puppy. Anyway, let's go over some of these matches for WrestleMania, folks. It seems to be shaping up to be a pretty good WrestleMania. But at least I think it is not bad. I mean, WrestleMania, we got 2 nights going. We don't have everything wrapped up yet, which is a little early. I mean, a little late not to have everything wrapped up for a WrestleMania by now. Usually we're pretty planned out at this point, but not everything's wrapped up yet. So anyway, let's get into a few of the matches we absolutely know about right now. We've got Roman versus Cody, which has been a really good build. Been a lot of stuff going on with, with the family and personal things that have been said. You know what, folks? Give me 1 minute. Let me just ask them to quiet down out there a little bit. Just check this picture out. I'll be back in 1 minute. Hold on. I am very sorry about that, folks, but we had stuff going on out there, dogs barking, and my son was throwing stuff around for the dogs to chase. Holy crap, man. Anyway, there we go. I'm sorry about that. It's the first time I've had to do that on the show before. But anyway, we've got like I said, we've got this undisputed WWE Universal Championship match with Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Been a lot of personal things going on in this storyline, so it's definitely getting very good. And I mean, Roman Reigns has definitely been a big highlight of these shows. And I mean, even back when they were doing the Thunderdome shows, dare they be mentioned? Even back when they were doing those, and Roman was just sort of getting back to everything, but even then he was, doing the shit talking in the ring, and he had just kind of gotten heel, and it was just really, I mean, from then on, it has been pretty much the Roman Reigns show. And I mean, it was Roman and Jay, even back then, it was them in the match. And I mean, Jey Uso is as much of this story now as he was back then, if not even more part of the story than Roman in a way. But it's definitely been good. And Jey Uso just has been, been awesome also. So been really good, the whole build to this match, everything going on. But I'm definitely looking forward to this. But Roman just has been a highlight of the show for a very long time now. A lot of people believe that it's kind of split right now with a lot of people. A lot of people think that it's a little too easy for Cody to go out there and win on his first try out there. Just, bang, boom, he's got the titles. A lot of people think, well, Roman has been around so long and been this not to steal a AEW term, but this pillar of WWE since the Thunderdome era. Why wouldn't we give him some time off? Why wouldn't he want some time off? Not that he wrestles every week, not that he's there every week, but I can see that. I can see that. I think it might be just a little too convenient. I don't know. I honestly I'm not 100% sure about Cody. I'm not 100% sure about Cody winning. I don't know. I'm kind of like on the fence with this, to be honest with you. But asking who's on the card, talking about the sides, no, that would be Sting. That would be Sting on the sides there. Let's see, what did Norab post over here? I'm looking over here at this. Sorry, folks. Oh, Bray Wyatt's finger. That was from a while ago. That's a finger. Pull the motherfucker back up, buddy tape it together. Just go on with your life. Dijak's finger was fucked up, but I ain't gonna lie, folks. I got a finger that can go pretty far back like that just by itself. I mean, if you look at this finger here, I mean, and that's not broken. I mean, but it's pretty bad. It does the same thing. I'm not trying to make it do that, but it does that. I mean, it'll even do that with it, and then it'll pop itself back down and lock itself, and it'll put itself back up and lock itself again. See that? Everyone's got some fucked up fingers. I broke that bad boy playing basketball, and it never healed right, obviously. No, he was kind of the crow guy at Sting. He came out with a crow gimmick, and AEW made the show a good amount about Sting tonight. I figured, you know what? I'll make the show about Sting tonight, too. So there's the stinger. Right there. All right. So we've got a few more matches to go through here on this, though. But, all right. So Roman versus Cody. Again, I kind of got a feeling Roman's going to keep it for a little while. I could see maybe SummerSlam being a good one for Cody to take that at. I just don't know. I just think that first try is just kind of not really what we need to see. So I don't know, but we will definitely find out. So there we go. We've also got Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. That's going to be a good one right there. Listen, that's got a good story to it too. It's got the, what was it, 3 years ago when, Rhea was the NXT champion. And the next thing you know, she hit the giant Charlotte wall and was pretty much just, all her momentum was just like stopped almost immediately. Almost immediately, her momentum was stopped. Luckily, she found this. Jesus, Aubrey. Luckily, she found this Judgment Day thing, and she's been doing a lot better in this gimmick. She kind of found herself in this gimmick. So, and her and Dominic are doing great out there. But I would hope that Rhea Ripley was the one to take this match and kind of overcome her little thing there with Charlotte and just kind of get over it all. Another women's match we got is Bianca Belair versus Asuka. That's going to be a good match. Oh, dogs are fighting. Dogs are fighting. Dogs are fighting. Dogs are fighting. Dogs are done. They don't feed them like I do, I swear to God. These dogs are so quiet when I'm home. Anyway, Adam Pearce did announce that this would be a match, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. Going to be a good match right there. I could definitely see possibly with Asuka and her new kind of gimmick a little bit, possibly winning this match. But I think Bianca Belair holds that title for a little while longer. I do. I would say she probably would. So there we go. We've got the Usos coming out. They're going to be versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, who had a huge hug it out moment the other night on SmackDown. But what sounds, my mic sounding loud again? Or what sounds loud? Oh, that picture. Oh, I'm not sure what that picture even is. What the hell? Whew. Anyway, I hope I'm not being too loud. My mic again. But anyway, let's keep rolling here. Yeah, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, once again, hugged it out the other night, and it was a hell of a moment. The crowd was absolutely into it. They were absolutely loving every moment of it. And it's been building and building and building and building. Oh, the dogs was loud. Yeah, these dogs, I got one little yappy one and one female puppy. So, yeah, they can be loud. And these doors that we have, I think they're made out of, like, I don't know, rice maybe? I don't know. They're thin as shit, these doors. I mean, these dogs hear everything. We hear everything through these doors. So, oh, sorry, folks, needed a sip. But, yeah, Usos, have, again, we just talked about them a little while ago, but Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens back together again. That is definitely going to be a hell of a match. This has been building. Sami Zayn, the whole storyline has been building with them, the Usos, the bloodline. I mean, we just talked about it. It's been basically the only thing going on. Sami Zayn was a dynamic that I think people were very confused about in the beginning. But let's face it, Sami Zayn was the best thing for that group. He brought, I mean, yes, his goal was to try to break them every week and make them laugh, which he definitely did pretty good at that. But yeah, I definitely and I see Owens and Zayn taking those titles most definitely. I definitely see that happening. So we got that right there. Now let's go ahead and get new. We've also got Brock Lesnar versus Omos. I didn't even want to get a picture for this, folks. I mean, nobody really thought this match was going to happen. Everybody thought it was kind of just, it's a ruse. Oh, no. Omos is going to come out. It's going to be Hurt Business, and Brock with some other people. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Just let it play out. Well, folks, it played out. Brock Lesnar versus Omos. There you go. You know, Brock don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck if it's WrestleMania. You don't care. Fuck you, pay me. Brock is Paulie from fucking Goodfellas. I don't give a fuck you, pay me. So I don't think, I think Brock does the job here. I think Brock does it. Does the J-O-B right here for Omos. I could see him putting him over. I can. I really can. We've also got Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. This has been kind of a funny build that I've been seeing and listening to and hearing about. But this will be a good match. Most definitely. With, man, could this be Logan Paul's first loss at WrestleMania? He hasn't lost a match yet. I don't think he has. I don't think he's lost a match yet. Not that I remember. But anyway, I could probably see him winning this one too. Unless, I don't know. Look, if one match went to a DQ or something, I could see this being the one. Feud continuing, possibly. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with Logan Paul taking this one. I'm gonna stick with that right there. So let's keep going down a little bit here. We've got a rumored match, folks. that hasn't been finalized yet, but it is a rumored match in Austin Theory versus John Cena. Now, obviously, we're very close to WrestleMania, which we just talked about. We're only a couple weeks away. It's been 20 years since Stone Cold has retired. We did see him back last year at WrestleMania, but when he was asked about what he's doing at the Hall of Fame, he was on a guest called Casual Conversations with the Classic. I don't know what that is. But he said to the WrestleMania rumors, he said, I haven't heard anything. We're literally, as we speak right now, about 2 weeks away. And it's the biggest show of the year right now, I think. WWE has got a good roster. As good as roster they've had since the Attitude Era. I don't know about that. They've got a deep roster, so I think many guys and gals need those coveted spots. They've got plenty of names to draw from, plenty of talent to draw from. I think they should shine the light and the cameras on the current superstars. So there you go. All the scuttlebutt going around, and he has not heard word one from WWE about a match. So now could Stone Cold be playing coy and messing with our heads? I guess he could be. That's a possibility. Anything's possible, I guess. Very true, very true. But I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think that match is going to be the one happening. But we do have the Damage Control match right here happening, which is Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus versus Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. I don't see you bringing back two legends like Trish Stratus and Lita to have them not win. I do got to tell you, some of these pictures are overly photoshopped. I mean, Lita looks like she's friggin' Zoolander. And I mean, Bayley, they got Bayley looking like she's like the Wicked Witch of the West or something. These pictures are not good. Not good. But anywho, like I said, I just don't see anybody bringing them back and not having them take the win. I just don't see it. It's just not something I see happening. But so I see this being the legends with Damage Control, not Damage Control. Sorry, Becky, Lita, and Trish taking this match. That's what I see. So. And then we've got Edge versus Finn Balor, which was announced for a Hell in a Cell match. So we've got that coming up. Another decent build, I would say, to this match too. Like I said, I think all these matches have had pretty decent builds coming up to them. A little slow burning, a little long going. Like I said, we're a little close to Mania, and we're still building some matches. But this one here in a Hell in a Cell, I don't know. I think this might be something Finn Balor, and they keep talking about it might be, the demon versus the devil and shit like that. And I guess we'll have to see what happens. But I think Balor might be taking this one. I definitely do. I do. So anyway, let's go ahead to this intercontinental match happening. Gunther. This is a three-way. We've got Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. And I don't see why you would have Gunther take this. No reason to. I think these guys get into it. Something happens. I guess we'll just have to see. But I don't see this going on. I just see Gunther taking this. I don't see it going any other way. So I'm sticking with that. Gunther. Sorry. Gunther. Guy looks like a different person, though, since he came to WWE. He really does. He's really gotten in amazing shape. I think, Dirk, I think a lot of people are looking forward to this match. I really do. You know, these guys are going to go out there at minimum, and all these guys are walking out with fucking lumps and whelps all over their fucking body. All three of them work fucking stiff as shit. So this is going to be a brutal fucking match. So this is going to be brutal, but I think there's something going on with Liv and Raquel Rodriguez. There's some other things to still be announced. Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Now, some of the matches that they're still working on: Bobby Lashley, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt still, no one's really sure what's going on with that. And of course, the other match that everyone's thinking about would be Dominic and Ray. Another great story that's been going on between Dominic and Ray, the Mysterios. Dominic is hilarious in this little thing he's been doing with the hard time when he only was in for a few minutes. But everyone seems to be loving it. Dominic has been a highlight for a lot of people from what I've been listening to and seeing. So good stuff from Dominic. Norab said he hopes LA Knight gets a moment. Look, man, I might not be a fan of his, but I mean, Jesus Christ, they're in fucking LA. It would be kind of a shame to not do that. You know what I mean? It would kind of be a shame to have that happen and not have LA Knight out there in LA, in Hollywood. So I don't know. I even if he does a co-hosting thing or something, I do think he's still going to be out there doing something. So I wouldn't worry. Again, doesn't matter if I'm a fan of the guys or not. But anyway, folks, that's pretty much all I got in the news. So yeah, this is not going to be the longest show, like I said, but I'm fine with that. I'm a little tired anyway, and that's not a problem for me at all. So what we can do, though, is talk a little AEW Dynamite. That's what we can most definitely do, because we always like talking AEW Dynamite. So that's what we'll go ahead and do. We'll go ahead and get into Dynamite. So, like, immediately we go into this show, and there's an ambulance, and one is taken off, and it's got, what's his name? One of the Jacksons, one of the Young Bucks are in the ambulance, and it takes off. Then the other one gets it put in the ambulance, and as it starts taking off, and you see, we had Don Callis and Kenny Omega over here, kind of worried, arguing, if you will, in the background. And as they're doing that, but who jumps in the ambulance but Hangman Adam Page? So Hangman jumps in the back of the ambulance, and they take off. And, Don Callis is like, stop worrying. Don't worry about it. Who cares? Who cares? So there you go. That was basically the kickoff to this show, was that right there. After that, we got the Orange Cassidy match. Orange Cassidy came out for his match with Sting and Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy. You see Orange Cassidy even painted his face because he was coming out with Sting and Darby Allin. He put an O and a C on his face. Obviously, I mean, he worked very hard on that. But it's Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, and Sting versus Kip Sabian, the Butcher, and the Blade. Sting gets tagged in, and he did the stingiest thing Sting could do. He no-sells the first two hits that fucking Butcher gives him. This big motherfucker, the Butcher, has to go in there and get no-sold by fucking Sting. You know what? Sting's been doing it long enough. I guess he deserves the right to do that. So I thought it was pretty funny. I did think it was pretty funny. But yeah, he totally no-sold the Butcher. And the Butcher was just kind of like, God damn it. All right. You bastard. But listen, this was a fun, crowd pleasing, crowd loving match. There was nothing wrong with this match at all. The crowd had a great time. It's like that was the opener they were looking for. They just wanted to go there and get a hot match to start off with, and they did. I think they definitely got a damn hot match to start off with. So we got right there, and it was funny at the end of the match. You see Darby Allin, and he's looking up, and you know WWE's got this giant sign for WrestleMania 29. And Darby's looking up at this like 50-inch TV with Double or Nothing on it. It's like, there really are some differences. Are there not? Are there not? But anyway, just a little something I noticed. So after that, we get a little video package with MJF and the Four Pillars. Oh, God, fuck. I'm sorry. But Dirk and Norab, Mad Nick, aka Bandana Jackson. Thank you guys for explaining which Jackson was which. If there were three more, it would be a great band. Anyway, this MJF and the Four Pillars, they're all kind of just talking about how they're all going to get gold this year by themselves. Good video, though. I really thought it was a good video. I can't believe this. I can't stop yawning, folks. I'm really sorry about this. Like I said, I've just been not feeling well lately. And just going through some bullshit, but it's all right. I'm all right, folks. Don't you worry about me. I know how much y'all worry about me. Don't do that. Don't worry about little old me. My old ass will be just fine. But anyway, after this, we get this backstage story. Not backstage story. Told y'all I was tired. We the backstage story. We get the backstage story on Kenny Omega versus Vikingo. And yeah, Dirk, I am old. That is why I'm yawning. This is man, it's after 10. I should be watching fucking Matlock and going to bed. Watching Nick at Night or something. You know, I got to be honest with you guys. I was exhausted. I honestly thought about maybe doing this tomorrow. But I'm glad I'm doing it tonight. I am. I'm glad I'm doing this tonight. I needed this. I'm kind of hoping maybe that feeling of butterflies and anxiety will get out of my stomach after doing this. Maybe. I don't know. But they gave us this backstory, not a backstage story. They gave us a backstory on the Kenny Omega versus Vikingo story. And listen, did they tell this long, drawn-out story? No, they didn't. Dirk should be watching Chips. Fuck yeah, I would watch Chips, dude. Fuck yeah, I would watch Chips. Let's see. There were some decent cop shows back then. Hill Street Blues was back then. Chips. Chips was a good one. Now I'm choking on my own fucking spit. Jesus Christ. I am getting old. My gosh. Can't even swallow right. Okay. Now I'm better. I think I'm better. Anyway, they gave us that little backstory. Like I said, they didn't do this drawn out whole backstory. Simon and Simon was a good one. I actually did watch that, Dirk. I did watch Simon and Simon. I wish I could find Simon and Simon. It's probably on somewhere. I just don't know it. But after the backstory, we get Top Flight versus the Guns. This is for the AEW Tag Team Championships right here. And the Guns, they did win this match. It really wasn't that long of a match. But I'll tell you, man, FTR came out. And listen, I may not be this. Oh, Simon and Simon's on YouTube. Thank you, sir. I may not be this giant FTR fan, but I got to tell you, man, that music hit and that crowd was on its feet. I mean, on its feet. So they fucking lit the fuck up. So, FTR comes out and they're offering all kinds of different things to get another title match. Listen, we'll never challenge you guys. Notice what they said there. We won't challenge you guys for the titles again, ever, if we lose. Okay, well, we'll never be a team in AEW if we lose. Finally, Dax grabs the mic and he goes, all right, well, if we can't beat you, we'll quit AEW for good. Well, the Guns bit on that one. Obviously, we know the FTR's contract is coming up soon, so we'll definitely see what happens with that. But there was that right there. But yeah, so that match is official now. I'm assuming that's going to be a double or nothing match, but I don't know. FTR, they'll hold out their hands to shake hands, and Guns just spit. I mean, one of them was just Dax wiped it off, and it was just like down, like circling. It was like Jenna Jameson. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The good ones know. Y'all good ones know. But that wasn't a bad match. But anyway, we get after that, we get Jade Cargill. She's back there with, oh, by the way, here's FTR right here. They were out there with the Guns. And here's Jade Cargill. She was back there with Mark Sterling. And they're back there. They have a cease and desist. Some of you guys are going to hear some funniness tonight with that word from somebody. A cease and desist against Taya Valkyrie, stating that Taya can no longer perform Jade's finisher. So Layla Gray grabs the set. She's like, I'll present this shit to her like she's some kind of processing server. So anyway, that's what we're going to have coming up on Rampage. So there you go. That was that. Whatever. I don't know. So here comes the Firm. After that, this is the Stokely Hathaway versus Hook match. This is no DQ, don't forget. The Firm is back there cheering him on. He's looking back like, yeah, I don't know about this. And they're like, yeah, you got this, bro. Come on. But he gets in the ring and he says that he's reluctant to get in the ring. And he says that Dr. Sampson has not cleared him. And he hands Justin Roberts a note. Obviously, the match started anyway. I got to admit, I missed some of this. The match was okay. There was a few things. Even Stokely got a couple of spots in, even a fire extinguisher spot. Hook, of course, took the win in this match. But all in all, I didn't think it was like a horrible match. I didn't think it was a bad match. I thought it was a pretty decent match. I didn't really see anything wrong with it. What was Stokely wearing? It looked like a little tribute to Nation of Domination, to Farouk. Looked to me. That's what it looked like to me. I could be wrong. I'm always wrong. Y'all know how that goes. I'm wrong. What can I say? I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Fuck it. What am I gonna do? But anyway, man, now I need a sip too. That I guess this was all right. It was nothing to. Listen, if you were expecting these guys to go out there and have this badass match, I think we all knew that was not going to fucking happen. I really think we all knew that wasn't going to happen. But they went out there, they did what they were probably supposed to do. And it turned out fine. It wasn't that long. It didn't go too long. But after that, we get Adam Cole. Adam Cole comes on out there, and he's out there, and he's about halfway through Story Time with Adam Cole. And Daniel Garcia comes out, and for some reason, he's dressed like a futuristic 50s greaser. If that makes any sense. I don't know. and he's talking like Mark Wahlberg, or actually like Marky Mark. I don't know. I don't know what just happened to Daniel Garcia. He suddenly just turned into the Daniel of Thugonomics or something. But something weird happened. After a little back and forth, which really they could have just come out and said this bullshit. There's a match next week on Dynamite. It's going to be Adam Cole's return match. And he did say he was going to return on the 29th, last day of the month. But now we know who he's going to be. Not the last day of the month, the last Dynamite of the month, excuse me. And now we know he's going to be returning against Daniel Garcia, folks. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not taking a sip. I'm just letting y'all get that one just real quick. Real quick. So after that, we get Alex Marvez, and he walks into the locker room with Kenny Omega and Don Callis. Callis is kind of talking to Kenny Omega, and he's kind of like, listen, just, take it easy. I don't know why you're so upset that these guys are, gone. He's like, in a roundabout way. Not really in a roundabout way. He directly basically tells them probably the best thing that they're hurt. Best thing for you. The god of pro wrestling is back by himself. Singles, just what we like. So, all right, Callis has been kind of doing this with him for a little bit. He's just making him think that he needs to be back on his own again. So, I don't know. But after that, folks, we get Jon Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club. Jon Moxley versus Stu Grayson. Folks, I guess I was wrong. Looks like they brought Stu Grayson back. And after that ovation from last week, that reaction, I think that's a great idea. I really do. I think it's a good idea bringing him back. I don't know why they got rid of him in the first place. That gimmick was just getting over as they got rid of him. But, Moxley wins. And now, folks, I hope everyone is sitting when they hear this. Moxley wins this match. And I want you to look at this picture. He is not bleeding from anywhere. Anywhere visual. I can't prove anything else otherwise. But he's not bleeding, folks. He is not bleeding. So, is it really Wednesday night if Jon Moxley is not bleeding? I don't know. But anyway, after that, we get Mrs. Moxley. That's right, Renee Paquette. She's backstage one more time, and she's back there with Ricky Starks. It was what it was. Didn't even notice my dog got under my feet. It was what it was. It wasn't anything. It's the same bullshit. We're just kind of going with the same bullshit with Ricky Starks, in my opinion, but whatever. When is Moxley going to get an ROH belt, according to asking from Nora? I don't know. I don't know if he will. He may. He probably will. They'll make one for him otherwise. The hardcore ROH belt or some bullshit. Speaking of bullshit, we got another one of those goddamn QTV segments, folks. Listen, if I got anything good to say, at least they focus this one on Hobbs. After this whole debacle, they made Hobbs versus Penta official for Rampage. So at least we had that right there. But after that, we got Sky Blue versus Toni Storm. Toni comes down. She's got Ruby and Saraya with her. Storm did end up taking the win. There were a few distractions from the Outcasts, but they go to spray paint Sky Blue. Here comes Willow Nightingale and Riho down to the ring. Riho has a giant pipe in her hand. I know a lot of you are thinking any pipe in her hand would look giant. That is not what we should be concentrating on, folks. That is not the joke. Or is it? Anyway, Folks, we're gonna be out of here in about 5-10 minutes at the most. We're getting this medical update on Stu Grayson, and the next thing you know, John Moxley's behind him, and it's like, is he gonna say something? No. He just grabs him and chokes him out, and then Claudio drops the ice bag on him. Wasn't nice. It was very, very mean. I really thought it was a mean thing to do to someone. It was mean. So, folks, it is main event time. That's right, the main event that divided the internet. Who's this fucking guy? What's the backstory? What's the story? What's the storyline? What's the line of the story? You know, can we not just have a fucking match and everyone shut the fuck up? Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, let me know. I don't think I'm wrong. I think we can sometimes just have a match. Doesn't have to be the fucking, I mean, not every company has matches where they have a story behind every goddamn match. And you know what? There was a story behind this one. They told the story to you behind this one. And if you weren't happy enough with the story behind this one, then shut up. Anyway, Kenny Omega versus El Hijo del Vikingo. And this was a pretty good match starting out with. And, got a couple chants of we want tables during this match. And so Omega obliged. And I'll tell you, man, Vikingo did this move to the outside on that table where he went outside over the ropes, hit a 630, basically 2 flips outside of the ring onto the table. That was a well-deserved holy shit chant from the audience for this guy. Now, Omega still did get the win in this match, which I think everybody expected. Now, Tony Schiavone comes right into the ring and starts talking to him. The guy can barely fucking breathe. He just had like a 25-minute match, and Tony Schiavone's like, come talk to me. He's like, I don't know why they do this. This is just as bad as when Rogan gets in the ring with these guys after fucking 3 rounds. It's horrible. So, Tony Schiavone's in the ring. He's talking. Omega is. And this ended up being the Blackpool Combat Club show, because here comes Blackpool Combat Club from behind. They get Omega down. They start stomping Omega. And, suddenly we hear the sound of the ambulance. And like everyone else, I'm hoping it's Scott Steiner too. I am. But no. Big disappointment, folks. It's not Scott Steiner. It's Hangman Adam Page. That's who it is. The crowd is happy. At least they're happy. They're chanting cowboy shit. His music hits, and once again, this crowd pops and lights the fuck up. Hangman comes down. He's got looks like a piece of a board with some nails in it that they had painted black. And Don Callis is in the ring and goes check on Omega. Then he goes and he's asking Page, Hangman, what are you doing? Page looks like he's going to hit him, but he doesn't. He hesitates. And he turns around because he sees Blackpool Combat Club coming back. Callis grabs his hand, pulls a bit of a little Eddie Guerrero here, and falls to the ground. Loud enough to where Omega kind of heard it, and it was kind of like some like smelling salts for me. Woke up. And, basically they got in each other's face a little bit. Omega wakes up. He thinks that Hangman hit Don Callis. They argue a bit, and Omega walks away with Don Callis. And I'll be damned if that wasn't the end of the show right there. Actually, I think it went about a minute over. But a pretty good show, man. I really didn't have any problem with tonight's AEW. It wasn't this bang up show, but it certainly wasn't an awful show, in my opinion. I think it was a pretty decent show. I think it went just fine. And I thought that, as much as everybody was bitching about this goddamn main event, I thought the match went off pretty well. Um, and from what I thought, I really thought, with what we had on this show tonight, I thought it was a well timed out show. Not the matches didn't feel like they went too long. Nothing felt rushed for once tonight. You didn't feel like they were rushing a segment to finish it up at all, or trying to do this, do that. So I really think that this has gotten got to be a good show tonight. Now, Dirk is hoping CM Punk is behind the Blackpool Combat Club. But wouldn't it be funny if Daniel Bryan, after that whole speech, that whole thing he did, was actually the one turning these guys heel? After losing that match, going home, realizing he is just a selfish piece of shit, and he comes back as a selfish piece of shit. Just thinking. Just a thought. So, anyway, folks, I'm going to tell you what. I'm not going to waste any more of your time or my time. I'm going to go ahead and probably get out of here tonight. I'll come back, put this show up tomorrow. I might have to name it Bandana Jackson. I'm not sure what else. Backstage story, maybe. Backstage story. I don't know, man. The Daniel Bryan thing. There's only a couple ways at this point you can bring him back. Either he comes back and he feuds with the Blackpool Combat Club, or he comes back and he is the absolute biggest asshole with the Blackpool Combat Club. That's really the only two ways I can see it. That's really it. Norab hopes Goldberg signs with WWE. Yeah, Goldberg is a free agent right now. Good for him. We'll see what happens with that. I don't need to see Goldberg in WWE, AEW, WCW, ECW. I don't need to see Goldberg anywhere. He's fine just being home by himself. And yeah, I did see where Alexa Bliss got some skin cancer treatment. They said she's doing fine. Look, I'm sure they're in the sun a lot, so I'm sure that doesn't have much to do with it. Who knows? Anyway, folks, I'm going to get the hell out of here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let y'all get out of here. Have a nice early night with me. And I appreciate everybody coming on by. I know I probably didn't do the best show tonight. I wasn't in the best mood. No, I don't need to see Goldberg in GCW. What, you want fucking Goldberg Championship Wrestling? Calm the fuck down, Norab. No, thank you, sir. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming on by. Like I said, I know I wasn't in the best mood. I know I wasn't feeling the best, but hope this was good enough for everybody. I hope it was a good show. I feel it was pretty good for this, and I needed that, folks. So if you like this, hit that like button, subscribe, help me out, help the show out, and I believe Smark will be back on with me next week. And we will most definitely, what should be the name of the show? What about GC Goldberg Championship Wrestling? I could do that. I'll do that. Goldberg Championship Wrestling. All right, folks. All right, Dirk, you can bitch to me tomorrow about the match. That'll be fine. But I get it, man. It's not that match was not everybody's cup of tea. It was actually a little GCW-ish, since we're talking about Goldberg Championship Wrestling. It was a little GCW-ish, and look, it wasn't great, but I don't know what people thought it was going to be. I think this is what most people were hoping for. So, all right, you can get with me tomorrow. You can vent. I'll let you do that, sir. But anyway, folks, like I said, if you like this show, hit that like button, subscribe, please help out the show. I'll be back here next week with Smark. And like I said, folks, I know I do need to get Hollywood Hangout going back again. I will return with it. I know I fucked up. I fucked up. Okay? But I will bring it back. And that's it. Everybody enjoy the rest of their Wednesday night. And we will be back here next Wednesday to hang out, talk some wrestling, have a beer, maybe two. And on that note, folks, as I always say,